days away, not 4 months away.
Right. They've probably been preparing him for a very, very long time, actually. I think it's been something. It's almost like
the one thing I agree with Richie is that everyone knows that this debate prep was simply them doing drug testing, okay, to see if they could get him through the 90 minutes, and they've gotten word that he's beyond help. There's nothing they can do. I can see that being a scenario. I do believe that they purposely wore him down from Normandy to Greece to California. They've given him a schedule in the last month that a healthy, normal person would have difficulty with to break him. So there's a grand plan and a grand design going on here. The question is, what is their plan? It's hard for me to believe that they're doing all of this to help to just say, okay, we can see Trump's popular, he's going to win. I find it hard to believe they're doing that to firm up Trump's victory. It seems crazy to think that.
You're doing it for those reasons, but I'm saying he is the president of the United States. He has to show, he has to make some kind of impression. He has to try to pull the country together in his view, okay? But at the same time, he's not going to, the people like you, like yourself, who've been covering it for a couple of years, you're already going to be able to see those signs.
Mm-hmm.
And talk. People who are like living in Democrat world and liberal world, are going to say, oh my God, he's wonderful. Look at that. Look how he's talking. Oh, this is just wonderful. But people like you.
There are not as many of those people. President Trump on Saturday had, he was continuing the Blue State, Blue City tour in Philadelphia. Here he is in Democrat Philadelphia. There was one protester, a girl with a bullhorn. There was not even a mass protest in Philadelphia. So there aren't as many Democrats running around the country with the mindset of you. Most people are pretty fed up with the situation that's going on.
I think so too.
All right. I think, now we're getting some more intelligent callers lately. All right. My name is Brian. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Those that watch on YouTube, I finally got the YouTube feed working. Been having some technical issues. That is just issues with YouTube. It's no big deal. But I got that up and running again, and those of you that watch on YouTube. All right, we'll take our last break of the second hour and be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Nah, it happens every once in a while.
Steve Kane, I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida.
Oh, there I got it anyway.
Just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious. Creamy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade. Nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Plus, located in Carlsbad.
All right.
A mile west of University on the south side of Central Road.
All right, we are back, guys. I know, it's been a rough day. Mike had he's got a doctor's appointment. He was in a pretty bad car accident a few weeks ago. So today and tomorrow he's going to be out in relation to the car accident.
So if you're not happy with your current Medicare plan, give Debbie a call right now and go over the options. 954-753-8080. Debbie can help you no matter where you're located in the state of Florida. 954-753-8080. And online, iwilladvisors.com.
South Florida, are you ready to be a part of history? Fort Lauderdale United FC is bringing women's professional soccer here. For more information, visit ftlutd.com.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, welcome back on Technical Snafu Monday. Anything that could go wrong pretty much has gone wrong on the program this morning, but I like it because it shows that we're live, right? If everything went perfectly every day, you know, how would you know we were really live, right? All right, so we've got a lot to cover that I've not gotten to yet, but I'm very interested, though, in what we're talking about right now, which is this fact checker thing. You know, it's an interesting thing about this. When I do my show prep in the morning, there's a lot of issues. There's always one story that I say, okay, this is the lead today, and I'm going to lead with it. But there's a lot of other stories too. But sometimes in the course of the discussion, between me fleshing it out on my own when I'm talking about it and taking calls, and you know, you all out there, not all of you, some of the callers today have been, but we've had some great callers today too that have really offered some interesting insights on this. So I take my thoughts and then some of the things you've brought up, and I start to really consider what's going on here, and I start to see things in a little bit of a different way, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. There's a bigger picture going on here. And these other stories may be important, but I think we should focus in on this. And that's what I'm going to continue to do, at least for a while. I'll take some more calls. In the next hour, I will recap with the audio of everything, because I really think this fact-checking thing is not something just to move on. And, you know, I mean, I got a lot of other stories that are important stories, but I think this is the big one today that I don't think it's going to be talked about so much like we're talking about, because I've been following the news coverage on this fact checker thing, and they kind of take it like a joke. Oh, well, Snopes, they finally did it. Oh, you know, if they only did this 7 years ago, we may be in a different... No, there's something more devious going on here. There's an organized plan in play right here with this fact checking. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Steve from Chicago.
Hey, Steve.
Hi, I think there's a lot of facts coming out from everywhere, not just Snopes. I mean, there's a lot of things being revealed, and I feel that's what's happening. And so that's how I feel on that. But I have another question. About I'm hearing all these people are going to be vice president. This one's going to be vice president. They keep saying everybody's going to be vice president. I mean, do you know what the facts are?
No, nobody knows except Donald Trump. You know, here's the thing with the media. There's a lot of issues that people in the media bring up to fill time. There's a lot of media out there now, right? You got the 24-hour news cycle, and that's a lot of time to fill up. So a lot of them bring up nonsense to kill time and get through shows. But I will say this: President Trump said that his vice presidential running mate will probably be at the debate Thursday.
Things on all kinds of podcasts. Oh, it's going to be this one.
No, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Trump hasn't told us yet. And, you know, he could change his mind 10 times before the convention when he makes the announcement. But I'll tell you, somebody mentioned this to me over the weekend, a name that people haven't thought about that could be in the running, Sarah Huckabee, the governor of Arkansas. She was his first spokesperson. I don't really care about it. If he picked Pence again, I'd vote for him. Who he picks as vice president's not that important. All right, take care. Thanks for the call. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Brian. It's Greg.
Hey, Greg.
Listen, I'm enjoying the conversation, the discourse today, but you know what?
Which part? That I'm having a lot of technical problems and the show's a disaster?
No. What's going on behind the scenes with Biden and etc. But do you think Kamala Harris is stepping aside? No, she's going to be the continuity of power for the Democrats. She'll be the one running.
Oh no, I don't think she's stepping aside. I think she's going to be passed over. She's an idiot. they've been talking about their. Oh please, she's totally powerless. They have talked about, and this hasn't been mentioned in a few weeks, but there was some talk about her being the governor of California after Newsome leaves.
Well, who knows when he's leaving, number one. That could be years down the road. But guess what? She's in the White House right now. Her office is there, and she's not leaving. They'll have to take out the jaws of life to get...
No. I'm not talking about... No, hold on. I'm not talking about removing them from office. I'm talking about passing over for the nomination.
No, what I'm saying, well, that's in essence removing her from office. She's got that rite of passage. She knows where all the bodies are buried. And watch out. She'll say, I am the running mate. And we'll see, Cuomo is trash. Come on, I can't even believe you consider Cuomo. He had that sexual harassment claim on top of the COVID crisis.
Yeah.
That's not going to look good against Trump, right? He was sexually harassed.
What I said, Greg, was that Cuomo is making a move, that he thinks he could pull it off. I didn't say he's going to be the nominee. I said, but he thinks he could be the nominee.
Well, I'm building upon you and Richie's theory that he's falling apart at Camp David right now, and they got to get someone to replace him. That's not Cuomo.
Correct.
Inside that in circle, right?
No, it's a small world. No, it's a small world, and he quite possibly could get some word. Yeah, absolutely.
Taking it out of there, that place is like locked down, and that doctor. Let's not forget about patient-doctor privilege.
No. There's staffers. Staffers know and say things. Yeah.
Listen, he just went there a few days ago, and Cuomo's already on a TV show appearing. Nah, I don't buy that. But I do buy that Biden's going downhill. And by the way, Richie, I think you're on point, but that could cause disasters like you were pointing out. The financial markets, the world. We're the leader of the world. And now you have a leader of our country that can't function. That could be...
No, I think that sounds like a movie, not real life. I don't think they're going to cut away from the debate because he can't stand there. But they have not let us know how bad he really is. I think Biden is much worse than we think. And we think he's bad, right?
And you know what? I think you brought up an interesting point. I know you always want me to be adversarial, but no, I'm on point with you. They pushed this man way too hard the last 2 or 3 weeks.
On purpose.
I believe so. They pushed him and they said, hey, he can't perform. So I think if he steps aside and said, I'm giving it to my vice president, I can't no longer perform the tasks.
Yeah.
That's the most logical, calming way this could be handled. Not walking off the stage and cutting away during a live...
No, that's crazy. That could cause a global depression. That would be insane. That would be insane because Kamala's so weak. When there's been times when presidents have had to step in, right? But those presidents bring stability. Kamala would bring more chaos. No, that's not going to happen. All right, Greg. Thanks for the call. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Jamie.
Yes. What's on your mind? San Francisco. What's on your mind?
Well, I'm just curious to know if you've read the book, The Untold History of the Biden Family.
Oh, no.
It's actually not a book. It's just an article that just...
Well, if it's not a book, why would you ask me if I read the book?
I'm sorry, the article.
Oh, well, okay. No, I've not read it, no.
You mentioned that they have not been gamblers, and it's
oh, they are? They are into gambling?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay. Then there's not a vice that the family doesn't suffer from. They have every vice then.
Yeah, pretty much.
What kind of gambling do they do, the Bidens?
Well, it's in the past where other men came from and such. It's on the New Yorker if you're interested. It's pretty.
Oh, okay. Okay, I appreciate that. All right. I'm not gonna. The New Yorker. I read now, please. Reading the New Yorker, that's like taking a sleeping pill.
Yeah, it is. But this is a really interesting article.
You subscribe to the New Yorker? How do you read who reads the New Yorker?
I do not subscribe to the New Yorker. I just have this article. After you said that you couldn't think of any vices.
Okay, so they do suffer from the vice of gambling too. Okay, I thought I was helping the Bidens. I said there's one vice that they don't have, gambling, and now, according to the New Yorker, they have that vice too. All right, now I want to tell you guys that we were talking about financial markets collapsing if the debate went so bad that they couldn't finish it with Biden. If you call Joe Thomas and you're invested in annuities as opposed to the stock market, you'd have nothing to worry about. There could be a global financial crisis, and in an annuity, your money is safe and secure. You have nothing to worry about. That's why you want to call Jupiter Joe Thomas up. He's offering free copies of his book, The Retirement Know-It-All, but he's also offering free phone consultations, and you can take advantage of that free phone consultation no matter where you are in the world. Hey, did that guy say his name was Tammy? Did you hear that? I think that guy said his name was, that threw me, he is calling from San Francisco, that guy. But anyway, did he say his name was Tammy? Guys, let me know. Am I losing it today with all the technical snafus I'm having? Maybe. But anyway, back to Jupiter Joe Thomas. With annuities, your money's not at risk. Your money, your nest egg is safe and secure regardless of what's going on in the financial markets. And that's a way to not only keep your money safe and secure, but keep your blood pressure low and not have to worry about the instability of stock market losses and such. It's absolutely amazing. And with the annuities, you can also have income sent to you during your retirement. Pretty good thing, isn't it? You don't have to worry about your nest egg. Your money's safe. You're not going to lose it with the ups and downs of the market, and you can earn some income in your retirement. Sounds pretty good. Call Joe Thomas. Take advantage of that no-charge consultation. His number, 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. If you missed the number, just go to his website, jupiterjoe.com. And at jupiterjoe.com, you'll find his phone number there. All right, 2 hours down, 1 to go. The show has been flying by. Steve will be joining us after the top of the hour break. We will recap this because I think it's a very important story. I think it's the story of the day. My name is Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll be back right after our top of the hour break.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WYRK 103.1 HD3.
Oh, boy, oh boy. Nothing but tech problems today. Problems with the radio, problems with the YouTube. Oh.
Good morning, South Florida. First warning meteorologist Vanessa from WPBF 25 News. A nice start. I am tracking lots of high clouds, and we'll see more sunshine today. Temperatures climbing into the mid to upper 80s. What feels like temperatures today in the 90s. We'll see some.
I appreciate your patience during my difficulties today. Oh my goodness. Just another Manic Monday. That's exactly right. Steve, are you there?
I sure am.
Okay, I want to recap this story at the top. You know which one I'm talking about?
That sounds good.
All right, hold on.
I am getting another voice in my head.
Yeah, I know, because I turned the thing on so we could talk.
I got you.
All right. Oh man, I got a new Trump hat with the 45-47 on the side, new MAGA hat. Got it this weekend. Got to adjust. Since I got a haircut, I got to tighten it up. It is a weird show, Chris. Oh, there. Perfect fit now. This has been a rough day for me. Been a really rough freaking day. I wish my day ended at 9 today, but it's only just beginning at 9. Yep. If I only could. Welcome, Ohio. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. And everyone, please like the video. I appreciate you guys sticking with me through the problems today. Oh, my goodness. Well, welcome, welcome. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. This is the most pro-Donald Trump program you will find anywhere. All right.
Since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, the third hour has begun. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Steve Kane joining us. Hey, Steve.
Hey, how you doing this?
No, awful. I've had nothing but problems since I went on the air today, but that's, you know, hey, the show must go on. It's just been a technical disaster from the moment I went on the air today, and things have straightened out now. Oh, my goodness. You know, the last 2 hours, though, have gone by. It's like been so fast. It's like the blink of an eye. It's not fun. I've been very frustrated, and I've been having problems with things that I shouldn't be having problems with. But everything's working fine now.
You said the story of the day, and I perked up. I said, "Boy, Brian found it. I couldn't find it. I mean, what is?"
No, it's this fact checking story. You haven't seen that in the news yet?
I have.
Oh no, this is huge. This is you know, I got a stack of stuff as if I printed it all out and put it on the floor in a stack, it would be as thick as the New York City phone book in 1975. You know what I mean? It'd be thick. But there's only one story that I can really focus in on today, and I haven't been able, the other stories are interesting and important, but there's something so big going on with this fact check with Trump that I just can't get myself to talk about anything else. Okay, so let me recap it, and it'll take this entire segment to recap it with you, and then after the first break of this hour, I'd like to get back to the phones. And the reason it's going to take the entire rest of the segment to recap it is because it's very important, and I'm putting the pieces of a puzzle together that are very tiny puzzle pieces, okay? Yesterday, Snopes, which is the big liberal fact-checker organization, 7 years after Charlottesville, the fact-checkers have come out and said that President Trump did not say that the neo-Nazis, white supremacist skinheads in Charlottesville were very fine people. Remember that when he, you know, and I'm going to play, let me play the original clip, and I'm going to play it in its entirety, and it's a little long, okay? But it's a minute and 27 seconds long. It's more than a soundbite. But the reason I'm playing the whole 1 minute and 27 seconds is this story is very, very important because there's something in play that we've never had experienced in a presidential election. And I don't want someone to say, oh, he just played that snippet. If you play the whole thing, the context is different. I want to play the whole thing so they can't say that, okay? So this is after Charlottesville, and there was that tragedy of that girl who was killed by that monster that ran her over. President Trump had a press conference at Trump Tower. He was in the lobby at Trump Tower, and of course the media were looking to blame him for Charlottesville. And this is President Trump in that press conference.
You also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me, I saw the same pictures as you did. You had people in that group that were there to protest the taking down of, to them, a very, very important statue and the renaming of a park from Robert E. Lee to another name. No, George Washington was a slave owner. Was George Washington a slave owner? So will George Washington now lose his status? Are we going to take down, excuse me, are we going to take down statues to George Washington? How about Thomas Jefferson? What do you think of Thomas Jefferson? You like him? Okay, good. Are we going to take down the statue? Because he was a major slave owner. Now, we're going to take down his statue. So you know what? It's fine. You're changing history, you're changing culture, and you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally.
Hear that? I'm not talking about the white supremacist.
So you know what? It's fine. You're changing history, you're changing culture, and you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly.
Okay. And by the way, Black Lives Matter was there too. So, yeah. So the entire media, and of course, and the Biden campaign launched with that as their main attack on that he said they were fine people when he clearly didn't. Now, we fact-checked it immediately. We were playing this on the air every day, but it became the narrative from the media, the Democrats, Biden, everyone. So here they've come out, as crazy as this sounds, Steve, 7 years later, it's been a long time, it's hard to believe, 7 years later, the fact-checkers have come out and said he did not say, President Trump, that the neo-Nazis were very fine people. He said the opposite. So the reason this is the big story of the day is, I'll continue. This is, remember the presidential debate is this Thursday, and this story from the fact-checkers just came out yesterday. And it's important for people to understand the way that the news cycle works. You know, they say that Friday is where they dump news to go to die. News that comes out on that's Friday. News that comes out on Sunday is almost always the lead stories and dialogue and discussion on Mondays. What happens, it's just the way it is. That's when you want news to be covered, when you want news to be discussed, you drop it on Sundays, and then you start the week with it. So this is the Biden basement video when he launched his campaign to run for president, and it was launched on the lie that Donald Trump praised the neo-Nazis in Charlottesville. This is it.
Charlottesville, Virginia is home to the author of one of the great documents in human history. We know it by heart. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. We've heard it so often, it's almost a cliche, but it's who we are. We haven't always lived up to these ideals. Jefferson himself didn't, but we have never before walked away from them. Charlottesville is also home to a defining moment for this nation in the last few years. It was there on August of 2017 we saw Klansmen and white supremacists and neo-Nazis come out in the open. Their crazed faces, illuminated by torches, veins bulging and bearing the fangs of racism, chanting the same anti-Semitic bile heard across Europe in the 30s. And they were met by a courageous group of Americans. And a violent clash ensued. And a brave young woman lost her life. And that's when we heard the words of the President of the United States that stunned the world and shocked the conscience of this nation. He said there were, quote, some very fine people on both sides. Very fine people on both sides? With those words, the President of the United States assigned a moral equivalence between those spreading hate and those with the courage to stand against it. And in that moment, I knew the threat to this nation wasn't like any I had ever seen in my lifetime. I wrote at the time that we're in the battle for the soul of this nation.
Okay, I can't listen to Biden anymore. Okay, that was the launch of Biden's campaign 4 years ago, right? He said he ran for president based on what is now being fact-checked as being incorrect. This is not an accident that it's on the eve of the debate. The presidential debate, it's done on purpose to undermine Biden. The other piece of the puzzle, Steve, that happened over the weekend, one of the debate moderators, Fake Tapper, okay? Did you see what happened at Jake Tapper's house? Okay. Code Pink, which is a defunct organization of liberal anti-war lunatics, okay? I haven't heard from them like in 20 years, since the Iraq War. Code Pink they had a bunch of girls wearing Birkenstock sandals, went to Jake Tapper's house with bullhorns. And these are like college-age girls saying they were from Code Pink. These girls weren't even alive, most of them, the last time Code Pink was around, okay? It's a defunct organization. All of a sudden, they're there. So these Code Pink girls are out in front of Jake Tapper's private home on bullhorns, white girls yelling pro-Hamas rhetoric. Jake Tapper's Jewish, by the way. He's a Jew. And they're screaming into these bullhorns all this anti-Semitic, pro-Hamas nonsense at Jake Tapper's house. Jake Tapper's children were inside. This happened over the weekend. So that was not an organic protest. Code Pink's defunct. The Democrats, somebody resurrected Code Pink to go there and do that. Someone got this fact check to come out. Both of these things are being done to undermine Biden before the debate. They took away his whole purpose that he ran, and they sent these monsters to Tapper's house, who's one of the moderators this week. There's forces inside the Democrat Party, the deep state, I don't know who, Steve, but these are the same people that are after Trump that are trying to undermine Biden before the debate on Thursday night. That's what both of these things are about. And this debate is very big for when you're living through historical times. Yeah, yeah.
But what is in a nutshell, what is the punchline on it?
The deep state and a major faction inside the Democrat Party have made incredibly bold moves to try to stop Biden from getting the nomination. And they're doing it by trying to sabotage him at the debate. The pink ladies at Tapper's house is to try to turn Tapper against Biden as he's about to moderate the debate. This fact check, which totally clears Trump with what we knew was right, because on Charlottesville was meant to undermine Biden. There's some forces, hardcore forces that are not our people, that are trying to undermine Biden before the debate. This is at another level. It's deeper than the Democrat establishment. It's deep state. It's the Democrat establishment. It's the media. All the forces that are against Trump have united right now, and they're against Biden. And Richie and I were talking, and Richie made a good point. Yeah, go ahead.
All I'm saying is, I'm not shocked by this.
All right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow, Steve. Okay, Steve's got Steve. Steve. When have you seen a fact check? Hold on. Listen. I don't think it's sunk into your. I don't think it's sunk in yet. The fact checkers. When have you ever? This Snopes are left-wing fact checkers. Okay.
Surprised. That's what.
Oh no. This is different. No, this is big. No, this is not. It is so unusual for the Democrats to be fractured like this. Snopes is left-wing as left-wing gets. I think they're probably a deep state company. I don't think they're legitimate, okay? I think they're a deep state operation that is out there to give legitimacy or tear down a narrative that the deep state doesn't want out there. I have never seen the liberal fact checkers come out with a major announcement like they did that benefits Trump. This is bigger than just, okay, Hillary's pissed that she didn't get, she twice a lot. There's something more in play. There's something more in play here. And part of this fight inside the Democrat Party, Steve, this is the first debate that I know of for the presidency, okay, where the two nominees have had the debate before the conventions. Trump and Biden are not the nominees yet. They're the presumptive nominees. The debates always come after both conventions, and they're both the nominees. So that was a desperate attempt by the Bidens to take ownership of the nomination, right? Like, we've already had the debate, I'm the nominee, even though we haven't had the convention. Then, over the weekend, I played this in the first hour, I want to play it again for you. I think Governor Cuomo is going for the nomination. I think he's making a play. Okay? Let me pull this clip. He went on Bill... Oh, yeah. There's a lot of players going on. They're not unified, and there's different factions. Let me pull up this thing with... Okay. Cuomo over the weekend, you know, and this is a very important because there was a big column in the New York Post over the weekend. I don't know if you saw, I can't remember who wrote it, but I read. There's a major panic going on inside the Democrat Party that Trump's going to win New York. And and I told this to a caller in the first hour. The Democrats losing New York is like the Republicans losing Texas. They lose New York, they can't win elections. Okay? And Cuomo, I know we don't like Cuomo, but a lot of people in New York do. They don't care that all those old people died because of his mishandling of everything. They don't care about that. These are Democrats. He went on Bill Maher, and I don't have time to play the clip now, but I'll just tell you. He went on Bill Maher and did two things. One, Cuomo went on Bill Maher and attacked all the lawfare against Trump. Then he went on to attack Biden on the border issue with the open border. He was talking like Trump. Then he went out by name and attacked Hochul, the governor of New York, and the mayor of New York, okay, about how they could have said no and turned them away. He went and took Trump positions on lawfare and immigration. So he's making a play. The word on the street, the Democrat street with the Democrat elite, is that the nomination's in play. It's not going to be Biden. And it's like the Hunger Games, right? So Governor Cuomo is making his move for the nomination. Doesn't mean he's going to get it, but he's making a move. No, this thing with...
Once you get past Biden, the nomination is up for grabs on the Democrats.
Yeah, but this is, you know, they're talking about passing over the sitting president and the sitting vice president. This is very unusual. In fact, I don't know when the last time, if ever, that's happened. Not in the modern era, it hasn't happened. Okay? So there are things in play at levels that have never happened before, and you may not be shocked, but I think if you think about it, you will be. This is insane what's going on. So if you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our first break of the third hour. We'll come back. Steve's here. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this, Steve, some more. And, of course, we'll take your calls at 1-888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. I just want to say thank you for Dr. Appleton because I'm from Orlando. It took 3 hours to go down there to my 90-year-old mom. My mom walks straighter than she ever walked in her life, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being such a willing vessel to talk about Dr. Appleton.
That's amazing. So you heard me in Orlando talking about Dr. Appleton and drove to South Florida with your mother to see him.
Yeah, my mom is awesome now. Awesome. No more arthritis, no more pills, none of that. She's going back to New York. She sits on a train.
Welcome, guys. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, all right? If you're new, subscribe. You will love this channel. And, of course, everyone who's already sub-liked the video, if you don't mind. Was that the doorbell? Oh, okay. I've never heard it before. I didn't even know there was a doorbell at the radio station. I just heard a doorbell. Did you guys hear the doorbell? No, this is very unusual what's going on here. Because, you know, the other thing got to factor in is not all this weirdness that they're doing helps Trump. And at some level, they got to know that, right?
Have you been to Chowderheads in Jupiter yet? If you were looking for the best seafood in town, you have to try Chowderheads. You'll love their authentic New England seafood, flown in fresh from Boston. Their award-winning lobster rolls, clam chowder, and fried oysters are absolutely delicious. Come taste it for yourself. You will want to keep coming back for more.
Hey, how you doing?
Located in the Driftwood Plaza on South US Highway 1 in Jupiter. Now open 7 days a week. For reservations or to go, call 561-203-2903 or check out their menu at chowderheadsusa.com.
Brian Craig here. If you're a homeowner, business owner, or with a spells bad news for the homeowner or HOA. Tom Laporta is honest, knowledgeable, and reliable, and he'll never sell you a roof you don't need. Laporta Contracting has been in the roofing and contracting business since 1988, and his services cover the east and west coast of Florida and everywhere in between. Tom Laporta can handle any type of roofing job too. Residential roofing and repair, commercial roofs, schools, municipal buildings, office buildings, emergency repairs. If it's roofing, Tom Laporta can do it. Call Tom Laporta right now on his cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaContracting.com.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at
All right. Callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. You back with us, Steve? You know, and just one last thing to add to this is another thing that's insanely huge and very shocking at this late date for the other side to be doing this. All of this benefits Trump, and they know it benefits Trump, and they're still doing it. They've dropped the unified. Look. I mean, this is very. You know. Now, Richie had an interesting little addition to it, and then we'll go to the phones. Richie thinks they've been doing this debate prep at Camp David, and they know he's done. Right, that he can't get through it. So all this panic that we're seeing and the fact check and all this stuff is they're desperate to plug somebody else in because they can't prop them up for 90 minutes, which I think there might be some truth to that. All right, do you want to go to the phones? What do you want to do? Yeah.
You and I are not, the only difference between what you're saying and what I'm saying is we're not at odds with each other. The way we word it differently, we have a different perspective. But it seems to me that from the beginning, what I have said is there are a lot of people hanging around in this race in both parties because they're waiting they know there's going to be an explosion and they're waiting on the sidelines to pick up the pieces. And I pointed to a lot of the people that were in that category, and it's playing out just. I mean, what was the whole Trump movement about for the others, the people involved? The lady who was the lady who was the UN ambassador?
Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley. I mean, we all sat around scratching our heads why, when it was obvious she was not going to be the Republican nominee, why she stood in Donald's way instead of making peace with him. And that's because there were a whole bunch of people sitting by the sidelines waiting for the scraps to come out of the battle so they could run in and take that shot.
Yeah.
Either one that's going to represent the Republicans, and they didn't know who it was. Most of their scenarios in their imagination involved a situation where they had to get rid of the Trump gets locked up, so they had to replace him. That's what was going on in everybody.
Yeah, but that's over. That's over. Oh yeah, that's over. He's so locked up. Did you see him in Philadelphia over the weekend? I mean, there was massive crowd in a liberal city.
I agree, but I'll tell you one thing that you didn't mention that I also worry about. There's still a fight going on for this thing because I'm worried about what's going on in the courts. This thing should have been settled long before this.
Well, there was a news drop yesterday that said they think the Supreme Court's going to come back on immunity this week, which would mean Friday. They usually do these on Fridays, right?
I think if the Supreme Court does that, it's going to resolve. It could conceivably resolve a lot of the questions.
But there's no problems with the Trump. The problem is on the Biden side. The fact check, the Tapper House, all these things, and then Kamala's husband, this weirdo husband of hers, did this very unusual interview over the weekend that I'm sure people will be. Did you see any of this? It was. Let me pull it up. It's very, very strange, and he doesn't talk too much. What do they call him? The first gentleman. He went on CBS. Well, while I'm queuing it up, let's take a call while I'm queuing that up. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
PJ from Broward.
Hey, PJ.
Hey, PJ, what's
Hey, you
up?
know, well, I was thinking another thing we hadn't considered, if they're sabotaging Biden, the worst thing they can do for him is to not juice him up. Let him go out there as he is without the juice up.
Yeah, but it's Jill who usually gives him the pills. There have been people that have seen it, so I don't think she's going to set her own husband up. I mean, you're in the media, PJ. You know, this Snopes fact check is very unusual. 7 years later, it benefits Trump. The Charlottesville thing, I think that's a huge development.
Yeah, well, as far as Charlottesville, I mean, you know, it's strange. We only have one name that remember from those goons from Charlottesville, and that's that guy Rousseau, who's now in charge of the Patriot Front, that looks exactly like an FBI front.
Yeah, but hold on, PJ. No, I don't. It's not open phones is Friday. I don't want to get in. You're right about Patriot Front, but the thing in Charlottesville, the fact checkers don't mean anything to us, but to the left in the media, it's the gospel, the Snopes fact checkers. So for the gospel of the left and the liberal Trump-hating media to come out on the eve of the CNN debate, clearing Trump of Charlottesville, when Biden said, I ran for president because Trump said this. Now they're saying he didn't say it. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, well, okay, but you know what? Okay, so you're saying Jill gives him the pills.
Well, people have seen it. People have seen her give him the pills.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Jill.
All right. Okay. All right. I appreciate the call, PJ. All right. It's been a day of impatience today, Steve. The show's almost over. We got half an hour to go. Oh my goodness. It's the beginning of a big week. But it's time to take our bottom of the hour break.
Let me just ask one quick question going into the break. Do you have any feelings about how this thing is going to resolve itself?
What thing? Which thing?
The legal thing with Trump.
Yeah, he's going to be completely cleared. Yeah, he's going to be completely cleared. Yeah, absolutely. Eventually.
We will both agree that he should have been cleared long before this.
Yeah, but he'll be totally clear. Listen, let's take our break for the bottom of the hour. We'll talk about this and more right after this. Dead air? You got it? Is it dead air? You mean to come back?
Making morning radio great again. I think you're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Everything? No, that's okay. I just give you a little. Whenever there's like dead air like that, I just hit the dump button.
Oh yeah.
That's a little trick. So there's not that much. There might not have been any dead air on the air. Yeah.
Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning, South Florida.
Oh, yeah. No problem.
WPBF 25 News. A nice start. I am tracking lots of high clouds, and we'll see more sunshine today. Temperatures climbing into the mid to upper 80s, with feels like temperatures today in the 90s. We'll see some coastal showers, some inland thunderstorms later this afternoon.
And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Oh my goodness.
Past Lake Worth Road. Crash has a right shoulder blocked in Boca 95 northbound at Yamato Road, and a crash Glades Road at Ponderosa Drive. This traffic update is sponsored by Discover. As humans, we like having options. One option you might like is speaking with a real person when you call about your credit card. With 24/7 live U.S.-based customer service from Discover, everyone can talk to a real person anytime, day or night. Limitations apply. See terms at discover.com/credit card. That's traffic. I'm Dory Don.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. PBKC is Palm Beach County's only off-track betting location featuring exciting action for top horse tracks around the country. Check out thoroughbred action from New York, Kentucky, California, and more. And the Paddock Restaurant offers the ultimate sports and dining experience with over 140 new HD TVs, big screens, exceptional dining, and full bar. PBKC is your entertainment destination. Go to pbkennelclub.com.
And now, a message from Scott from CutMyKilowatts.com.
This is Scott from
CutMyKilowatts.com. I'm back. Dog days of summer are upon us. Your AC is struggling, running constantly, trying to hold the temperature, maybe even failing late afternoon. Your electric bill has gone up, even double. Radiant barrier is the cure. Stop the heat gain, lowering the temperatures in the attic up to 40 degrees, cutting the FPL bills up to 40%. Dog days of summer sales, 50% on radiant barrier and
Oh, it's been. I know. I know they're having there's all kinds of problems. It sucks when you're like the fill-in board op. It's there's a lot going on today. None of the problems are his fault, but you know I've been having problems. Not his fault, right? There's somebody in the one of the other studios doing an interview. It calls upon, you know. None of it's his fault, but when the show's busy, things can go wrong very easily. Oh, hold on. Oh, you guys are using the phones?
Yeah, we're gonna use the bottom line.
The bottom line? Okay. Okay, no. I just didn't want to pick it up on the air. But the first line, okay, just the bottom line, okay. Oh my gosh. Disaster of a show today. Just a disaster, technically. It's crazy. Nobody probably would know it if I didn't say anything. Well, no, I had problems on YouTube too.
PGA Boulevard and Military Trail. Call 561-627-2662. 561-627-2662. Online at cafechardonnay.com.
And be sure
What was that, Dee? I didn't quite get what you meant.
from Cafe Chardonnay's legendary wine cellar.
Attention seniors, are you not?
Is this mic working okay today? This is fine? You're saying something's a problem with is my mic not working? Yeah, Snafu Monday. Oh, it's good. Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, okay.
We love our Florida sunshine, but a hot house? Definitely not. At All Year, we offer same-day AC service and installation. Need to stay cool? Yes, all year. Need help today? Yes, all year. Zero down financing? Yes, all year. We're South Florida's #1 for comfort because our family is
Oh, yeah, and the headphones, yeah.
all year.
It was,
Call us today at
the way it
833
sounded
all
was
year.
so
That's 833 all year.
distracting.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years on...
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve, of course, is here. Oh, man. All right, so much has happened. Okay, I want to talk about the one of the court cases, though. You know, did you see they're trying to get rid of Judge Cannon in the documents case here in Florida? This blows me away, right? The other cases, the one judge, his daughter has raised $100 million from Democrats, promising to put Trump in prison if they give her money. The judge had seats reserved, so this is the judge in the New York case with the fake convictions. The judge reserved seats in his courtroom so his daughter could bring donors in that she was raising these millions from during the Trump trial. So basically, he was selling seats to his courtroom. The judge in the J6 case was Hunter's boss at the private law firm when Hunter was practicing law, and his big client there was Burisma. You know, so we have one judge, Judge Cannon, who has not taken bribes. She's not conflicted, and they're trying to get rid of her. And not only, they think she's corrupt because she didn't take the money, right? If she hasn't taken the money, she's corrupt. They can't control her. And they're very upset with her because, well, she's having motions. She's allowing motions to be filed. They're talking about witnesses. They're talking about evidence. They're questioning people, and they just don't like that. It's so bizarre to me. The one judge that isn't corrupt, they're trying to remove. And she told them to kiss off. I mean, she's standing up to them, which is absolutely amazing. But so I have no worry about any of these cases, Steve. None of them. If the Supreme Court comes back the right way, they'll evaporate. Oh, what would make you think that they're not? Do you know? I think
it's important, no matter how it plays out, it's important to recognize realistically the way forces operate. And the reality is that what's going on with this project, Democrats are in the midst of recasting the court.
Yeah.
Which this is a big thing going on the outside. It has put, even though being a Supreme Court justice is a lifetime appointment, it has made them vulnerable to public pressure.
Mm.
And I wonder, I mean, I just wonder why, I mean, I would have taken, you know how long it would have taken me to decide that situation with Judge Cannon?
Oh, Steve, I'll tell you why it's taking so. People wonder, why is it taking so long for the Supreme Court to come back with this decision? It's obvious. I watched the hearing that they had. You know, you remember they were playing the audio. You could hear it. Okay, and the justices were in. You could tell they were in Trump's favor. But this is why it's taking so long. Okay. No. It's the immunity case. No, the immunity case. They played on television the audio of the presidential immunity case, and the conservative justices, which control the court, were all in Trump's favor. The reason the decision, I think, is taking so long is the Democrats are dragging their feet writing the dissent, because they get to write a dissent, right? So they're taking their time writing the dissent. That's the Supreme Court's fine. They're going to come. They overturned abortion. They overturned Roe v. Wade, Steve. Byron Donalds, I think this was Byron Donalds said this yesterday. It was one of the Trump people, but I think it was Byron Donalds. He said yesterday that if presidents do not have immunity, that Joe Biden could be charged in the death of Lincoln Riley and that little girl that was raped and murdered by the illegals in Texas that we were talking about on Friday. And he's right. He could be charged as an accessory to those crimes. That's why presidential immunity is so important. It's going to happen. Just the Democrats on the court are taking their sweet old time trying to drag this out to try to hurt Trump in this election season. That's all. Now, I have no worries about that. No, everything is going perfectly for us. Oh my goodness, yeah. I mean, we got nothing to worry about. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, guys. It's JJ from Mass.
Hey, JJ.
Hey, Steve. Great conversations today. Some very interesting information connecting the dots, Brian. I agree with a lot of what's been said, and I think that when you look at the Democrats, when Democrats start to do things they normally don't do, like tell the truth, the hair on the back of my neck goes up. And listening to Como is kind of like listening to the devil, espouse the virtues of the Ten Commandments. That guy is in my opinion, he's just. Now, are they setting him up? Somebody's going to come in as a sacrificial lamb.
Cuomo, listen. The Democrats, if New York goes Republican, it may never go back, right? So they may bring in Cuomo as a sacrifice candidate just in an attempt to keep New York blue for the future.
Here's the thing, Brian. I think that I'm going to use the phrase "the jig is up" here, because I just think that the entire political.
Only if you think no, it is not. It is not.
It's a shot glass.
Okay, I got.
Yes.
All right. So anyway, the entire political ethos, in my opinion, has changed in this sense. The Democrat Party, for I don't know how many decades, if not maybe a century or more, part of their political campaigning, the way that they move and operate, is by lying. Okay, 95%. You just can't. I mean, look at what Como just did. He got up there. That's exactly how can he say that? But so my point is this: that the people, okay, at the lower rungs of our society, lower economical rungs, white, black, brown, you name it, people in general have just started to. I mean, the flower is bursting. It's like you throw Trump up in the air and you get sunshine. You throw Biden up in the air, you get a diaper. I mean, people are starting to see the truth, and they won't be lied. Once you see that light and you get to a certain percentage of understanding and realization that you've been lied to, used, and abused, you don't go back. And I think the Democrat Party could be in for a hell.
The Democrat Party is about to go extinct, and the leadership know it. So they may have, you know, in the Tea Party revolution of 2010, there was this big thing where the Republican establishment was trying to cause Tea Party people to lose on purpose, and we were taught they wanted to lose the election but maintain control of the party. The Democrat Party at that Cuomo level, that Clinton level, those levels, they may decide to concede to Trump to try to save the party that's about to go extinct, and losing New York could be it for the Democrat Party.
They're thinking like small fish in the big pond. But I'll tell you this, too, about Snopes. I know, I've read that the guy that owns that, his last name I'm pretty sure is Richmond, like Richmond, north of Richmond. That's the right. And he also owns, either in part or whole, Salon, which is a left-wing.
That's right. Radical commie, yeah.
Deep state mouthpieces. Imposed in Salon got together, you know, and had a kid.
Correct.
Be Stalin or Lenin.
Correct.
He owns that, so why is he doing that? That again goes to your theory, Brian, of connecting the dots.
See, I think that I'm a couple days ahead of everybody else on this story. Everybody sees the story and they're like, "Oh, about time." 7 years later, I think they're missing the story.
Oh my God! I want to throw 7 years later. The hell with that's so insane. I mean, I don't need them to tell me. You know, it's like okay, in 2037 they're going to come out and say, you know, Trump won the election.
Yes. Yeah. Or like with them coming out and saying Trump didn't say that on Charlottesville is like the liberals saying life begins at conception. It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's you know. I also dementia, guys. You know, if Biden, I'm just telling you, when it starts, my mom, I took care of her, you know, through dementia. For 4 years, there was just a slight, slow, little decline, a little bit noticeable towards the last, you know, that last year. But when it finally hit, it was like 2 months, and my mom was gone. So when it comes, there's nothing. When it gets to a certain point, there's real. And if that's happened to him at Camp David, maybe that's why
they ran him ragged all month long, starting a D-Day celebration. All right, we got to run. Thanks for the call. All right, we'll take our last break of the morning and be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated in Boca with the first gold and precious metals report of the week. William Youngerman, how are the metals starting off this week?
Metals are starting off on an up note so far. The markets Thursday and Friday of last week were quite wild as we saw gold on Thursday get as high as $2,300, close out today actually at $2,360. Silver well over $30 on Thursday at $30.67. And then as we've been seeing for months now, the markets get sold down the very next day with Friday gold losing $39.60, going right back to $23.20, and silver losing $1.23, closing out the week at $29.45 the ounce. Platinum and palladium have been moving higher for quite a while now. Platinum was up $10 on Friday at $9.91, and palladium closed up $28 at $932. Overnight, we've seen gold trading in a range of $2,315 on the low to $2,334 on the high so far today. Right now, gold at $23.26, that's up $6. Silver at $29.50, up 5 cents. Platinum up $5 at $9.96. And palladium up $34 at $966. So the markets are in the lower end of their trading ranges right now, but giving us a buying opportunity today. The traders continue to sell these markets back and forth in this environment, which gives them the opportunity to make nice little profits, and we get the opportunity to buy on the dips.
Absolutely. Let me ask you. You mentioned platinum. Is it a buy recommendation now on platinum?
Oh yeah, we issued that buy recommendation. What was it? 2 months ago?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you tell people a little bit about platinum? Because we talk about gold and silver a lot, not so much platinum. Can you tell people what forms it's available in? I don't think a lot of people know.
Platinum is a strategic metal, and technically it's 15 times rarer than gold. Historically, it was always more valuable than gold, but the pressure from certain lack of use in some of the industrial products that it's used in has pushed it lower when they tried to replace it in its use for catalytic converters using palladium, which was always a cheap sister to platinum. However, they found out that palladium may even be rarer than platinum, as platinum has to be mined to get palladium. So that being said, platinum is available in beautiful coins from the United States, from Canada, from Australia, and also in 1 ounce and 10 ounce platinum bars. So we have the products in stock, and they make for a beautiful opportunity to buy a rare and strategically very important precious metals, which is subject to a lot of interruptions in its production because of strikes that take place in Africa and problems coming out of Russia.
Yeah, and because of the palladium cost have gone so high, the catalytic converters, I don't know if they're already doing it, but they're certainly about to make the move to go back to the platinum for the catalytic converters.
Yeah, they definitely have done that.
Yeah. That's exactly right. Okay, so William Youngman opens up at 10 a.m. His number, 1-800-327-5010. And those platinum coins are beautiful coins, by the way. 1-800-327-5010. You can stop in at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. And you can find both William Youngerman's phone number and address on his website, WilliamYoungerman.com. WilliamYoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk on Tuesday.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Back after this.
On the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on.
All righty, we are back. Yeah, so Steve, because we were talking about the debates coming up, and you're right, there's division. That who's that idiot with the whiteboard that's on Fox all the time? Karl Rove. This idiot, Karl Rove, you know, people call him the canned ham because his face, it looks kind of like a canned ham. It does. He got out his whiteboard over the weekend and was telling us that Trump's losing in all the polls. Hey, give me a break. Trump is booming. That rally Trump did in Philadelphia is as blue, as Democrat as it gets. There was one protester. He thinks Trump's losing. He thinks he did that. He was on Fox News yesterday, Karl Rove, and he says that those 34 convictions in that corrupt judge's courtroom, Trump's taken a hit from that. What planet is Karl Rove on? The opposite is true. I mean, I don't know what that's his wish list because he's the Paul Ryan Bush wing of the Republican Party. Karl Rove wants to lose the election. Did you guys get it? He wants to lose the election. He thinks that'll purge MAGA, and he'll be able to come back in. They're deposed since the Trumps took over the RNC. Don't believe any of that Karl Rove. So there is division on our side, but we're firmed up. We're locked in. And the Biden campaign did something very stupid yesterday. Very stupid. And this is going to get picked up in the media today. You may have already... Did you see this thing about the venue in Philadelphia? Oh, my goodness. Okay. Trump filled that place up, and there were about 10,000 or more outside that didn't get in. I mean, that's amazing. Biden had an event in the same venue, and the Biden campaign put out a photograph that showed Biden surrounded with a crowd while he spoke in the same venue. Well... If you see the wider shot, which has been exposed since the Biden campaign did this, they had a tiny little crowd all huddled in together for a photo opportunity to make it look like it was full. It was not. In fact, they had curtains blocking off huge areas of the arena. It's not even close. And after their cheap fake narrative they were trying to get going last week, for them to do that is either stupid or more sabotage with the fact checkers and the going to Tapper's house. I don't know. But what I've seen of this weekend was a weekend where the Democrat Party spent the entire weekend trying to undermine Biden before the debate. And that's just the way it is. I've never seen something like that, Steve, happen outside of Trump, okay? Because the Republicans did do a lot of things to try to mess Trump up. That's obvious. But I've never seen the Democrats try to sabotage their candidate before a debate like this. The primaries are over. This is unheard of. And that's why it's such a historical big deal, what's going on here. Other than the fact that this is the first time any of us have seen two presidents debate. No one alive has seen two presidents debate, running for president together. It's never happened. Okay? It's never happened. They both have been presidents. So that's big stuff. There have been past presidents that have run before, but they didn't get to debate as the nominee with the sitting president.
What's going on historically speaking now?
Oh, it's exciting. Very exciting.
And it's just a question of, turns out.
Oh, well, we're going to be right. We're going to be right. Well, I know we're right, and we're going to win. This blue city tour that Trump is doing is ingenious. You would think in Philadelphia they would have mass protest. If you remember, in the first campaign, he announced he was going to do an event in Chicago, and he couldn't even do it because the Democrats turned out protesters before the event even happened. He had to cancel it. Trump had two events in blue cities on Saturday. D.C., and believe me, the activists, they burned down D.C. once before, right, when he was president. They attacked the White House, everything. And Philadelphia on the same day, I saw one protester, and that was in Philadelphia. And it was a joke. It was a girl with a bullhorn, and all the MAGA people kept going up to her, taking selfies with her as she was yelling, Nazi, free Gaza, It was when you see major Trump events in blue cities like D.C. and Philadelphia on a Saturday, and they only have one liberal protester, that's unheard of too. We're in an insane time. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Lynn from Boynton.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, so this weekend I was texting back and forth to my girlfriend in New England, who is, of course, Democrat, and she was saying every word you can think of that Trump is, but isn't, and the guy answered me to her response saying that I am a MAGA cultist.
A MAGA cultist. A MAGA cultist.
A MAGA cultist.
This is a friend of yours? You need some new friends.
I didn't know the guy. He was responding to her and I talking.
Yeah.
We were texting, and so I asked her, I said to him, I said, just because Grandpa Joe and his kin haven't been formally charged, you think it's over for Trump. It's not over, not by a long shot. And he continues saying, the charges are coming, the
charges.
And I'm saying to myself, they can't give me an answer about why they like Joe Biden.
Do you know anything about this guy?
I have no idea about him at all.
Okay, my first question would be, is he straight?
Well, his name sounded straight.
Well, how could a name not sound straight? You know what I mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of man would not be supporting Trump right now? You got to ask yourself.
I know.
A straight man?
When I say, what do you like about Biden? What can you tell me why you're voting for him? And they can't give me an answer. So I know they're just smart.
Well, he hates Trump. That's all, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was like, I've never heard that, MAGA cultist before. Wow.
Yeah, I like that. I'm a MAGA cultist. You a MAGA cultist? I'll take it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right, take care. It's so funny how no matter what name they give us, we embrace it, right? MAGA cultist, the great MAGA king, deplorable. There's a whole list of them. I think it's kind of a funny thing, really. I mean, it's just like we're invincible. They keep trying to bring us down. Now, I want to tell you guys that today's been very frustrating for me because I've been having all kinds of problems today. I mean, this has been very frustrating for me. People listening probably wouldn't know if I didn't whine about it. If I didn't say anything, nobody would know but me, probably. It's okay. I like to gripe when I can, okay? But I'll tell you what, no matter how aggravated I'll be, when I go home at night and I put my head down on that MyPillow, I'm going to sleep like a baby, like Goldilocks. And, you know, the $25 extravaganza continues at MyPillow.com on some of the most popular MyPillow products. But the hot months are here. And that MyPillow 2.0 that has temperature regulating technology is buy one, get one free. And what that temperature regulating technology does, it keeps your head and neck perfectly cool all night long. No matter how hot it gets over the summer, you will not ever turn the pillow over looking for the cool side ever again. So go to MyPillow.com. You can use our promo code Kane on all the specials there, not just the ones I mentioned. That's K-A-N-E at checkout. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. Well, this fact check thing, I think I'm about 2-3 days ahead of everybody else. I think by tomorrow or the middle of the week, people will be talking like me. This is very strange what's going on here. We just had the founder of Salon magazine clear Trump of saying anything inappropriate about Charlottesville. What's going on here? All right, that's all the time we have for today. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane, of course, has been here. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 47 years on the radio. Oh, my goodness. Almost as long as radio's been around. We'll see you tomorrow, 6 a.m. Take care.
WSFS.
All right. It's over. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.